Hi, and in today's video I'm going to show you how to create a series of logos in Word. So the first thing I need to do is to insert some images. Now the place I go to find the images is this website here, SVG Sil for silhouette. If you just type that into your search bar, this website will appear, and with this website you get a search bar at the top here. So let's just type in something like wave. And you can see we've got 233 related images. Now, as you can see, they are all black and white silhouettes, which make logos really, really simple. Now, you can opt to change the colour of these if you wish. There are a number of different colour options at the top here. So if I click purple, you can see those images will change to purple. Now, you can change these in Word if you want to, but let's just stick to black for now. So when you see something you like, all you have to do down here at the bottom, you've got several different file types. You can just download this as a PNG. Now a PNG will mean there's a blank background. You can see these grey and white dots at the back. That means there's nothing there, it's invisible. So when you insert this into Word, you'll just get the black silhouette. So go ahead and go through this website, choosing the items that you want, and then we'll go back into Word and we'll start to insert those images. So I'm now back in Word and I need to find my downloaded images. So I go to Insert, Pictures, Pictures from File. And at the top here you can see all the different images, all the different PNG images I've downloaded. So I'm going to start with my first one, which is this one here, and just click Insert. Now when you insert your images, you'll find that you can't move them around. So as soon as you've inserted them, if you just right click, go down to wrap text and simply click in front of text. That will mean you can now resize this image and also move it. Now I'm going to rotate this image because I want this point here to be at the top. Now to make this accurate, I'm going to go to Picture Format and go along to Format Pane. And then clicking the effects icon here, I'm going to go down to 3D rotation and click the drop down. I'm now going to go down to rotate, and in here I'm just going to type in 315 degrees and press enter. And that will turn the shape round for me. I'm just going to resize it a little bit. Perfect. Now I'm going to create some text. So I'm going to go to Insert, Text Box, Draw Text Box, and then click and drag anywhere. It doesn't matter how big or small it is because we'll correct it shortly. And then I'm just going to type in the word company, and I'll just reduce that to about that size there. And then I'm going to click and drag out another one of these boxes, or copy and paste it. Now of course you can use lots of different techniques for copy and pasting. Most popular is Command or Control C on your keyboard. Click away, Command or Control V, and you can copy that text box. Now I've just noticed that we haven't actually got rid of the background or the border. So if I move this text box, you can see there's a white background and there's also a black border, which we just need to get rid of. So select it, go to Shape Format, go to Shape Outline and click No Outline. Go to Shape Fill, click on the drop down and select No Fill. Now when I click away, you can see the border's gone and it's transparent. So I want to copy this, as I said before, so we can use Command or Control C, Command or Control V, although the easiest way to do this is to simply select the box, hold down your Alt key, you can see my cursor changes, and then just click and drag out another box. Now the reason we're going to do that is because we simply want to copy and paste 6 of these so we can make 6 different logos. Just saves a lot of time. So the first thing I'm going to do is just increase the size of this font and change the font. So select the box, go to the Home tab. I'm going to go to this icon here, which is Increase Font Size. And I'm going to change the font to Arial. There we go. And I'm also going to change the distance between my letters. So I'm going to double click inside and select the word, right click, go down to font, and then in this dialog box go to advanced, and then you can see character spacing here. Go down to spacing, and I'm going to increase the spacing between my letters to 5 and press OK. And then I'm going to do exactly the same with this one, but instead of repeating the process, all I'm going to do is just simply copy and paste this one again. And then all I need to do is just reduce the size of this one. And this is where my tagline will go. Let's just reduce that text down again. And I'm going to increase the size of this text. Okay. And we're also going to center the text inside these text boxes so we can line everything up perfectly. So select the text box and then go to center text here. And again with this one, center text. Perfect. Whoops. Okay, before we go and align all of this up, what I want to do is select both of these, and then I'm just going to make multiple copies of them so that then we can go ahead and make lots of different logos. So I'm going to create 6 logos, but since we've already formatted all of these text boxes, there's little point in us going to do it over and over again. All you've got to do is change the font or the font size. So once we've got to this point, I now need to line up these 2 pieces of text. So select the text box, hold down your Command or Control key and select the other text box, go to Shape Format, go along to Align and select Align to Center. Now these 2 are perfectly lined up. I'm actually going to move this one up a bit, but I'm going to do that using my arrow keys now that they're perfectly lined up. So I'm just going to nudge those up. If you find that your arrow keys jump too much, then you can hold down your Command or Control key and the Control key on a Mac, and then you can move those up like that in gentle increments, and then just click away and have a look. If you're happy with that, then again select them both, holding down your Command or Control key, go to Shape Format and then go along to Group, click on the drop down and select Group. And now those 2 boxes are joined together. Don't worry, if you want to go back, just go to Group and then select Ungroup and it will ungroup those 2 boxes. Now I want to place them with my logo shape. This is a little too big, so I'm just going to decrease the size of it. And then what we can do is make sure they're perfectly centered. So select the text, hold down the Command or Control key and select the shape, go to Shape Format, Align, Align to Center, and then just click away. Just check you're happy with that. I want to just put that down a little bit using my arrow key again. Actually, let's do it with the text. Sometimes the shapes won't move, so move the text instead. Let's just click away to see if we're happy. Once I'm happy, I'm going to group those 2 together. So again, select them holding down your Command or Control key, go to Group and select Group. Now that's your first logo, but whatever you do, don't try and resize it, because if I resize it, you can see what happens. So what we need to do is export it as an image. So I'm going to show you how to do that at the end, and then you can import it back in as an image as you would do if you wanted to put it on a website or you wanted to put it within your letterheads, that sort of thing. So let's go ahead and create the second one. We're going to go to Insert, Picture, Picture from File. I'm going to select this circle and click Insert. Again, let's go to Wrap Text at the top here, in front of text. Now again, I've inserted it. Make sure you're on Picture Format. If Picture Format isn't there, it's because you haven't selected the image. Go along to Wrap Text and select in front of text, and then we can move this around and resize it. So for this one, the text is actually going to go in the center. So let's just resize that. And then for this text here, actually let's move this out of the way. Sometimes you can't access the text because I've put that over the top. So if I try to click on what's effectively underneath it, it won't work. So let's put that circle over the top in a second. Let's change the text. So for this one, we're going to use Bookman Old Style. And again for this text here. And then I'm going to line these 2 pieces of text up again, align to center. And then again, I'm going to move this tagline up. And then once I'm happy, I'm going to group them together. Then I can move the circle over the top. Now, in order that I can line this up, what I'm going to do is actually send this circle to the back, and then I should be able to click on this text. At the moment, I can't click on it because it's behind the circle. So select the circle, go to Picture Format, go to Send Backwards, click on the drop down and click Send to Back. The circle is now technically behind the text, so I should be, there we go. I can click on the text, then hold my Command or Control key down, click on the circle, and then go to Picture Format, Align, Align to Center. Let's just try Align to Middle as well. Yep, so now we've got all of these squares perfectly lined up. Just check you're happy with the look of it, and then again we'll group those together. The next logo I'm going to do is where we've got the image to the left of the text. So again, let's go to Insert, Picture, Picture from File. This time we're going to choose a wave icon, select Insert. Again, wrap text in front of text, reduce the size. For this one, we're going to select a different font, this one here, and let's just change that one as well and move them down. We just need to expand this box a little bit. There we go. And again, let's just line these two up, select them both. So hold down that Command or Control key, go to Shape Format, Align, Align to Center. Again, grab that bottom one and just move that one up. There we go, and then group them together once we're happy. Again, using that Command or Control key again and group them. And for a lot of this, it's actually about what's comfortable with the eye in terms of where you place everything. So at the moment, we've got this little, let's just zoom in. We've got this little gap here in the C, and we've also got this gap here. So I'm going to try and line those up by eye because there's no other way to do it. Unfortunately, this isn't Photoshop. So we're going to have to just do this by eye. I'm just going to reduce the size of that there and try and roughly line those up. Now let's just use my arrow key to see if that makes a little bit of a difference. I think it does. And then let's just zoom out again. Perfect. So let's just hold down my Command or Control key to select both of those items, go to Picture Format and Group. And there we have another logo. Again, Insert, Picture, Picture from File. This time I'm going to select a plant. There we go, it's up in the corner here. Let's go to Wrap Text in front of text. We can just move that straight down. Just make that a little bit bigger. And again, change the font, this one to Aroni. And again, the tagline. Now, of course, you can change any of this text. You don't have to have the gaps between the characters if you don't want to. You can make the first letter much bigger. You can have different fonts for the company line than you do the tagline. It's completely up to you. I could show you lots and lots of different varieties, but it really is a personal choice on how you think it looks. I always think it looks better if you keep things relatively clean and simple. So don't choose any kind of images that are quite fussy or try to complicate the fonts too much. So again, I'm going to select these two and align them. Format, Shape, Align, Align to Center. And then, yeah, I think I might actually just move that tagline up just a little bit. And then let's just group them, and then let's just look at that logo. Sometimes if you zoom out, you can see how that logo will look on a smaller piece of paper or at the top of a website. And I think that's about the right size. So I'm going to select them both again and just align them, align to center, and then just group them. Perfect. Again, insert picture, Picture from File. Let's choose the coffee mug. So this one's for a cafe. Again, reduce the size. Let's just change the font. And this one as well. Now for this one, I think I'm going to double click inside and just reduce the gap. So again, go to Advanced, and here I'm just going to select 3 and press Enter, and then align them again, select them both, align to center, and then I'm happy with the way they lie, so I'm going to group them together. And then let's place them next to the coffee cup and then reduce the size of that, increase the size. I think it looks better on top. The great thing about this, you can move it around to see where you think it fits, and I think on top is perfect. So let's just grab those again and align them, align to center, and group that one as well. And finally, something a little bit different, picture from file. We'll have this intricate wine glass. Again, wrap text in front of text, resize. Let's just change the font. I'm going to increase this font size here. So select it. I'm going to go to this increase font size tool here. There we go. Now again, let's center these. And then I'm going to move the bottom one up using my arrow keys. And then I'm going to group them together and then align these two, align to center, quite align, let's try that again, align to center, there we go. And then let's just click away, maybe just reduce the size of that just a little bit. There we go, realign it, and then group. Okay, so now we've got all 6 designs. So if you're going to send this to a client, you wanted to just do this in Word, if you just space these out roughly the same, what we can do is select 3 here, holding down that Command or Control key, go to Align, distribute vertically, which means there's the same gap between each of your logos. Do that to the same side here, align, distribute vertically, and then you can align them to the center, so all of the squares are lined up to the middle. Again, do that this side, align to center, and as you can see, they're just a little bit neater as they lie on the page. So once you've completed your designs, it's important now that you export them, because if you try to resize any of these, it looks terrible. Let's just press Command or Control Z. So what you need to do is export them. So right click on your image, go to Save as Picture. So I'm going to save mine to my desktop. Go down to Save as Type. You must save it as a PNG, which means that it will preserve the invisible background. And then for this one, let's call this one Triangle, and click Save. So I'm going to move this one down. I'm going to Insert, Picture, Picture from File. I'm going to go to my desktop, select Triangle, and click Insert. Now you've inserted the logo, we can now resize it. Let's just go to Wrap Text. This is not allowing us to move it, so you can move it anywhere. You can resize it. There's no loss of quality. It's a PNG file, and you can send that off to a client or use it yourself. Now, if your client doesn't like it and you need to change it, it is important to save this entire file, because if they say, well, can you just make this part a little bit bigger, or you make the text a bit bigger, you don't have to recreate the entire logo again. So make sure you keep a copy of this file as a Word document, and then you can make those adjustments. Again, I'll show you with this one as well. Just right click, Save as Picture, PNG again. Let's call this one Wine, press Enter. And then again, if you see I resized this one, it's awful. So again, Insert, Picture, Picture from File, click on the wine file, Insert, and again you need to go to Wrap Text, in front of text, move it, and once again we can resize this, no loss of quality, and that becomes your logo file. So I hope that's helped you today. If it has, please subscribe and have a great day.